Good evening, everyone. We're going to move things along pretty swiftly tonight, but as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for the views. And if you like what you see here, please consider subscribing and commenting on a video to tell me that I'm doing a good job or to point out some egregious play mistake. We're running blue, white, red, black Geist tonight. And I picked up this Crackling Doom idea from Jeff Hooglin. I tested it a bit this weekend, and I actually really liked it. Crackling Doom a lot of times is Path to Exile 5 and 6. It pseudo-counters a Siege Rhino after it enters the battlefield. It allows you to have interaction, better interaction against decks that are normally more difficult. It's really good against Infect, for example. And it's also really good against Affinity. No matter where they move Cranial Plating, it's going to resolve, the move is going to resolve before Crackling Doom, and Crackling Doom is going to force them to sacrifice that creature. So it's really good there. It's also really good against Tarmogoyf as well, and at least in the online meta, the junk decks are kind of having an interesting resurgence, at least according to the aggregated results from MTG Goldfish. If I remember correctly, the top decks right now are Birthing Pod, Blue-Red Delver, Scapeshift, and then Junk. I believe the junk lists are running 4 Siege Rhinos. So I'm also running some different utility lands. It's possible that Eiganjo Castle should just be a Sacred Foundry. We may just want to pick up another red source. But I'm a big fan of this guy, and I don't really want to let it go. I've also been a big fan of Slayer Stronghold lately. When you do sometimes get into top deck mode with decks, Geist, when you're at 6 mana, is suddenly attacking that turn for 8, and it feels a little ridiculous. It also means that your Snapcaster Mages can get in for more damage. Sometimes your Clicks, or even Mind Sensors, your Angels, and they get Vigilance. And Angels are a really good blocker, so it's worth it to give her Vigilance. And it's kind of like a reusable burn spell. It's not the fastest card, but I'd say I've been a fan of it. I think also Jeff Hooglin had cut Thundermaw Hawkeye in the last list I looked. I like running this spell. I think it's a good target for dig through time, so I'm going to continue to run it. And the reason this is split up is I'm just not sure which one I like more. I think inherently Vendilion Click is obviously a more powerful card, but even Mind Sensor, having one main can improve our Birthing Pod matchup. In paper right now, I'm running 2 Aven Mind Sensors main because we have very little combo, and we do have a pretty strong Birthing Pod player. Shout out to David Biggs. So I usually run 2 Aven Mind Sensors main, but online it's different. So I'm just kind of doing a 1-in-1 split. I don't know if it's going to be the same online. One spell that I wish I could cast more of has been Electrolyze. There's just a lot of low toughness things out right now, I think, and it may be that in some situations Electrolyze is better than Crackling Doom. I've actually considered doing 3 Electrolyze main, 1 and 2 Crackling Doom sideboard, or right now we have 2 Crackling Doom main and 1 Crackling Doom sideboard. So I don't know, we'll see. The other reason I like black is I do actually like access to slaughter games. I had mentioned this before and been doing some more testing, and one thing that's nice about having slaughter games is it has the potential to give us game against one of Geist's typically bad matchups in which are uninteractive combo decks. Now, it may not necessarily be fast enough to stop, what's the deck that I'm thinking of, Ad Nauseam, but if you get to 4 mana and you have a Slaughter Games and you cast it, if they haven't been able to go off yet, or they can go off at instant speed, but if you just Slaughter Games, if they can't go off right then and there, you're probably going to beat them. If you cast it against Scapeshift, you're probably going to beat them. If you can cast it against Storm, it depends if they're on the Empty the Warrens plan or the Grape Shot plan, and it might be too slow for Storm, but with our remands and maybe bringing in a Gade and being able to bring in Weretears to build their Pyromancer's Ascension, we may just be able to sort of stall until we can play Slaughter Games and then take out their win condition. So I think I think the Black Splash in this deck's actually, it's pretty good, and I think that if junk decks start making a comeback, then Crackling Doom's already good against Siege Rhino, and as I said before, it's also good against Tarmogoyf. And so if we're facing a bunch of Goyfs and we're facing a bunch of Siege Rhinos, then I definitely like having more ways to get rid of those big creatures. So this is a sideboard that we're running. If you guys watch my videos, I don't need to necessarily explain all of the cards. I like the Magma Sprays because I think Birthing Pod is a difficult matchup. I considered shaving one and bringing in a third core Firewalker. However, if we're going to bring in a Negate, then Negate's also good against burn. And the reason we're not running any counterfluxes is you do typically use those against combos, so we're going to try to leverage our slaughter games instead. Wear Tears, 2 engineered explosives is pretty standard for me. And then I have this Aven Mind Sensor and Click. And at least for right now, my thought is if we're going to face combo, it's out with Aven Mind Sensor, in with the Click. And if we're facing pod, it's out with a Click and in with the Aven Mind Sensor. So yeah, so that's the deck. We'll see how it works out. We're going to play a couple of 2-mans. And with the new version of XSplit, I can actually pause so you guys don't have to wait. So I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so we have an opponent. Our opponent has mulligan to 6. I'm not really a big fan of keeping 2-lane hands, especially when we're going to need double blue. But we can cast our Lightning Helix. We have a Geist. We have a lot of good playables, and we're on the draw, so I don't think I can ship this hand. We're going to keep it. We're obviously going to lead with Colonnade here and follow it up with a Sacred Foundry. So probably playing pod. Hopefully our opponent does not have a turn 2 Birthing Pod. Actually, I was going to say maybe we're not playing against pod. They're not known for just usually leading with an island like that. Not really sure what's going to happen here. Our opponent does going to have access to 5 mana. But I don't think it makes sense to take additional damage at this time. Actually, I'm not going to. I don't know if we need to yet. We'll pass back. I'm not sure what we're playing against. This doesn't look like mono green Stompy. They don't play that many mana accelerating creatures. But there is a Siege Rhino. That is unfortunate. We're going to need to find a path to exile quite quickly. So let's see here. I can Siege Rhino. I feel like I think we just get a. We're gonna. I think we just have to play Geist. I don't want to take any additional damage from our lands. I know we're going to need double red coming up, but hopefully we draw into a source. So what we're going to get for now is just an island. And one of the reasons we're playing Geist is we're going to we're actually with our burn, we could potentially race the Siege Rhino with a Geist Saint Trap, so he may think twice about attacking, but he's not going to. He's just going to get the beats in. So let's see what his follow-up play is. We really want to draw into a path to exile. Oh my gosh, it's another Siege Rhino. That's really terrible. All right. Geist is not going to get there. We have nothing in the graveyard. We have a Helix. We have another Geist. Now we could attack with Geist. He'll probably block with the Siege Rhino, and we could kill the Siege Rhino and go to 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we'd at least go back to 7 without a Geist on the battlefield. It doesn't really feel very good, but it does buy us a little bit more time. Maybe we'll draw into a path. Sure. Helix at the end of combat here. Okay, so this is, I guess, just a weird. Pod doesn't usually play Avacyn's Pilgrim, so this is kind of just a non-standard pod list. Alright, so Andy's getting. Okay, this game is not looking great at all. But he did get rid of his Rhino, so his clock has lessened. We're gonna take a little damage from some of these creatures in the hopes that he activates a pod, and we basically get to use this pod as a removal spell with an Aven Mind Sensor. So we'll cast Aven Mind Sensor. Hopefully he fails to find. It appears that he did. Probably a Voice of Resurgence here. It's not showing me the mana that he's cast. Oh. Not okay, so probably going to take our... Well, he can only take our Dig Through Time. At this point, an Electrolyze would be fantastic. No such luck, and we're kind of not doing so great on lands. Gosh, we're at 3. I think we just want to play Geist and block a potential Avacyn. We just need to stay alive. We're going to play Geist, but we're not going to attack. So we could attack with even Mind Sensor, and if we just blocked Avacyn's Pilgrim, then we'd go to 2. I don't really want to block Geist. That's our... I don't want Geist to die. That's our clock, but I also don't want to lose even Mind Sensor right now because that's keep him from activating Birthing Pod. He does have 3 cards in hand, so it's very unlikely that he doesn't have action. Okay, so he's just going to attempt here and not get lucky. That's great for us. Maybe he forgot. I'm really not sure. Maybe he just doesn't care. Oh man. That's just really bad. We really are going to need a Crackling Doom. Well, I mean, at least for now, we can chump with Snapcaster Mages and gain some life back with this. We can Snapcaster Mage and then Helix him, probably. Actually, you know, we have Restoration. Actually, So we can actually attack with even Mind Sensor, block with Geist, flash in Restoration Angel. Yeah, because he doesn't have Trample, so that's at least for now what we're gonna do. We'll do this, and yeah, now it's his turn. We are gonna have to fetch ourselves down to. So Voice is kind of annoying. That gets rid of our plan. I think what we're going to do, given that, is we're going to go ahead and get a Mountain, flash and Snapcaster Mage, Helix him, and block with Snap. So we'll get a Mountain. Yeah, we're going to go Snapcaster Mage. Trigger. Target. I don't like it like that. I like it like that. Target our Lightning Helix. Or maybe just, you know, I guess because our life total's so low, it makes sense to get rid of as many creatures as we can at this point. His life is still really high, so we're going to do that. Oh, let's see. That's unfortunate. I guess he's probably going to destroy our even Mind Sensor, yeah. And I guess we'll be sacking Voice of Resurgence here. I'm kind of glad that he is attacking first, because I know what he was going to get, but at least we can make sure that we get one block in with Snap. Go to 10, get a token, probably get a Kitchen Finks. Oh, Eternal Witness back Voice. Oh, Siege Rhino. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, geez, that actually almost gets us there. Man, why can't he just be at 1 less life? You could play Steam Vents, untapped, play Thundermaw Hellkite, and get in for 9. Is not good enough. We have no instance in the graveyard. We're at 5, so we have to block 2 things. Hmm. Siege Rhino is going to deal 3, so we could block Thrun, Flash and Restoration Angel before damage, but then we couldn't block anything else. Oh my gosh, we're so close. We are so close to just shocking ourselves and killing him with the Angel token and a Thundermaw Hellkite. So freaking close. You know, if we had sent that Lightning Helix to the Dome earlier, we probably would have won this game, and just all we did was kill an Avacyn's Pilgrim, which, that was a mistake. I do not see a current path to victory. He's going to play the Siege Rhino, and even if we just play our if we play our Hellkite, he's just going to kill us. I really don't see a way to win this game. We got really close. God, I wish I just Helix his Dome. My first inclination was just Helix him to the face. But then I started getting worried about our low life, and that was clearly incorrect. Pod does damage itself quite a bit, something to keep in mind. I don't want to, but I feel like we're going to just have to concede this match because I don't see a line. Yeah, I keep looking at the graveyard. There's no instants and sorcery. Snap doesn't do a lot. He just presents a 1 extra blocker, but we need more than that because he's going to Siege Rhino us down to 2. So we have to block. We have to block all 3 of these things here. We do kill a bird. Yeah, it just doesn't get there. Yeah, I'm going to concede. There's no way for us to win. Say if we do, yeah, there's just no way. There is no way. It's unfortunate. Okay, so our side we're playing in this matchup is going to be out with a click, in with an Aven Mind Sensor. Let's see. We don't really want the remands. We would like another Crackling Doom. We would also, I'd like to, you know, I didn't used to bring in a Wear Tear, but lately I've been bringing in 1, and sometimes I draw it against Pod, and it feels okay. If I can kill their Birthing Pod. Sometimes the games will go kind of long. Negate really only hits Pod. They're not really running Court of Calling anymore, I don't think. Oh, we definitely want our Magma Sprays. We might, I think I'm fine with Thundermaw Hellkite. It lets us punch damage in with his flyers. I think over Wear Tear, we probably just want this here. I could be wrong. We may just want to like cut a Lightning Helix and bring in a Wear Tear. I don't normally bring in Wear Tears versus Pod. The plan is normally to just try to kill them. Let's forego the Wear Tear and stick with like the more traditional plan, and bring in things like sprays and even Mind Sensors. Crackling Dooms are new. Let's see how this works. Yes, we will play first. Let's see. We have Celestial Colonnade. We don't have clicks, so our double blue requirement is just Dig Through Time, which is a ways away. And with Arid Mesa, we can get a Blood Crypt for this Crackling Doom. We're going to keep this hand. We do need to draw another land, obviously, but we have 2 exile cards, another piece of removal, a Crackling Doom. We just need to draw lands, but otherwise this hand's really good. So let's go with the Colonnade. No turn 1 birds, thank you. We're not going to fetch. We drew a spell, so we want to try to draw a land, which we did not do. But we'll just go ahead and pass. It's no fun to be down a land drop, but I mean, I think we'll draw into one, and we can still cast a bunch of our spells. There's a land, so great. We do still need red, so we're not going to be getting a Watery Grave. It'll still be a Blood Crypt. Actually, we should have just jammed. Actually, no, we couldn't. Kind of feel like I don't really care if he does this. We could, you know, sometimes I feel like if we're gonna run black, we need a Godless Shrine because we couldn't get. Well, oh no, we could have. Yeah, I just made a mistake. We could have gone blue, white, and then just got the Blood Crypt and cast Geist. That I just made it a little boo boo. I mean, I still don't think we're in bad shape. Depending on what he takes here, so that I can just make use of this mana, I'm gonna. He took a Geist, okay. So I'm just gonna get a Blood Crypt, shoot him in the face, untap, play Geist, which should have already been played. Play that. We'll go this. Took our path. What did he take? Oh yeah, it exiles. He exiled our path. Okay. So I'm gonna save the Magma Spray for something like a Kitchen Finks. So what we're going to do is we're going to respond to this Enter the Battlefield trigger, just to get this out of the way here, and we're going to Magma Spray guys or Finks now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we just get aggressive here, and we will get an island. Let's see, we're going to do white. Okay, yeah, so he's conceded there. We're going to stick with the same plan. Let's see, we're going to be on the draw. I don't necessarily like any of this less on the draw. We're going to keep. We'll submit. Well, this hand is less than ideal. We're definitely going to have to mulligan. This hand's good. I mean, we'd like a little bit more pressure than Restoration Angel, but we have bolts and we have Path to Exile, so. Okay, that's good. We got another land. That's actually pretty good too. Excuse me. So let's see here. I think our plan is to do the. Let's see. I want to get a black sword. I want to get a black sword. Attempt to get a black sword earlier than normal because I think that we did bring in 3 Crackling Dooms. And I think what we're going to get is I think that's fine. Let's see, if Scalding Tarn gets a Steam Vents, that's blue-red. If Arid Mesa gets a Blood Crypt, that's double red into black. And then Flooded Strand can get a blue-white, which gives us a white and double blue. So I think that's our plan for now. Just to make sure that we get all of our colors if we have to shock and fetch, I'm okay with that. But we're not. We're going to get a Steam Vents here. I do not believe we're going to get Shadow of Doubted. Okay. I can't imagine that's going to happen. Get the Steam Vents. Helix is a good draw. We will get the Flooded Strand as previously agreed upon. Sin Collector is just going to probably going to take the path. But there's really not much we can do about it. We don't have a remand, so we'll let him take his pick of instants and sorceries. I guess his path. It's probably the best card. Yeah, the best card against his deck is going to get the Hallowed Fountain. Doop. Weep. And there's a Night Castle. And we'll plan to get a Blood Crypt. That'll actually give us access to double of all of our sources. He still has like a ton of cards in hand. He's just clearly drawn a bunch of lands and kept a bunch of action. I'm gonna take 2. I'd much rather like draw an Electrolyze and be able to deal with this Sin Collector more profitably. He does play Siege Rhino, so that just may be bad for our lands, but I mean for our life total, but gosh, do we want to do that? I don't think we do. We're just gonna get the Blood Crypt. Maybe we'll draw into a Crackling Doom. We did. Yeah, so we're just gonna I kind of want to just do this now, mainly because there is a chance, like, a lot of these pod lists play Restoration Angel. Actually, still wouldn't matter. He would still be the, even if he like, if we Crackle Doom and he Restorations Angels, then all that has to happen. And when Siege Rhino comes back in, he's still bigger. But then he gets to, I'm gonna play around. I am going to play around Restoration Angel. Red, black, white. I'm going to play around Restoration Angel because I don't want him to get another trigger off Siege Rhino. So I'm going to do it right then and there. Definitely want to draw into like another exile effect. Is this another one? Alright, so we want to draw into a path. Faux cheesy. There's not a path. We're gonna have to double bolt this thing. Again, I want to play around Restoration Angel. I don't want him to remove it in response. But we really cannot allow him to begin gaining life. It's definitely unfortunate to have to do this way, but I think Archangel is a significant enough threat to warrant that kind of action. Great. So he's just going to get it back. Oh, Eternal Witness. Oh, Pod, you're so good. You are so good, Pod. So good at what you do. Taking lots of damage off this thing. Where is an Electrolyze? We'll pass, and if he attacks, then we'll put Restoration Angel in front of one of these things. Oh man, that's really gross. That's like super grody. Excuse my phone. Gross. This is so gross. This is the grossest. So terribly gross. I mean, we have a bolt. There's not a lot we can do here. I guess we want to bolt something in response. I think we will bolt. Doesn't really matter. 2-1. It's a 2-1. I guess we bolt this on the off chance that he can somehow. That he can somehow blink it. And then we'll do this. Go to blocks, block this guy. Snapcaster Mage does not get us back a path to exile. It's looking really terrible. I mean, I think our only... I mean, there's a Crackling Doom, but all of his guys are 4 power. So we could attack with Restoration Angel. We have to get this off the battlefield, even if we do so unprofitably for us, because it's just going to kill us. Now, obviously, that doesn't advance our game plan at all. Like, what I'm getting at is we could attack with Restoration Angel, then snap, kill Archangel of Thune. That's not an ideal line, but we're going to die to this, like, if we don't do anything. And he has an active Gavany. This is really looking bad for us. So I think we just attack, and he's going to block, most likely. He may not, though. He's got plenty of life. If he blocks, that's incorrect. If he blocks, that is incorrect. Well, it does give him a life gain trigger. Okay, so we did not. 4, 8, that. 4, 5. I mean, even if he sacks his Kitchen Finks, he just gets a persist trigger and he gains life. Oh my god, why is this deck so good? I guess Doom makes him sack something and gain a little bit of... This is like what you call super unideal. So then if he sacks Finks, he'll gain life. It'll be 5, 6 damage. 7, 8 if he Gavanies. Does Helix or Crackling Doom make more sense? He's gonna sack the Finks. He's not gonna sack as Archangel. So I guess in that case maybe Helix makes a tiny bit more sense because it gains us life. Like ever so slightly tiny maybe baby amount. Oh, he's just going to Gavany in response. That's dumb. Oh, well, maybe he's not. He could have, though. I guess it doesn't matter. So it's going to be 6, 9. Alright, well, that's game. Okay, so let's give this another go. I mean, I don't mind playing him again, so if he just re-enters this queue, I'm kind of fine with that. Alright, I'm going to pause the... Actually, I'm just going to start a new video so that it's in 2 different videos. I'll be right back.